Today we're going to be trying out the Air Zero bubble remover from Let's Resin. So let's jump in and get started. First things first, we need to mix up our resin. I am using the regular resin from Let's Resin's website. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. It comes with a part A and a part B. So you need to measure equal parts A and B. I was working on quite a few projects when I made this, so I was mixing up 16 ounces. But if you were just doing a small project, you want to do like 2 ounces or 4 ounces, you would do 1 ounce of your part A and 1 ounce of your part B to make 2 ounces. Or if you wanted to mix up 4 ounces, you would do 2 ounces part A and 2 ounces part B. It's equal parts A and B. So, like I said, I was working on quite a few projects. So, I poured in 8 ounces of my part A, and this is my part B here. I'm pouring in 8 ounces of my part B to mix up 16 ounces total. And once I have that all measured out, I'm going to mix that up for 3 minutes. And I like to use a silicone spatula when I mix up my resin because the wooden stir sticks are not treated or sealed and they can leak air and cause more air bubbles. So you want to get something that's silicone like this or plastic and that will not leak a bunch of air into your resin. So you're going to mix for 3 minutes, mix slowly, scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of your cup, scrape off your stir stick. Really make sure you're incorporating those parts A and B together. It's going to look kind of cloudy like this, and you're going to see striations and stringy lines in the resin. That's okay. Just keep mixing. So when I mix resin, I use a double cup mixing technique. So I mix this resin up for 3 minutes, and now I'm taking that mix and I'm pouring it into a new clean cup. And you want to make sure you get every single drop out of this first cup. So that's why the spatula comes in handy again, because it really helps you be able to get every single drop of resin out of that first cup. You want to make sure you do that so your measurements are not off. And now we're going to mix this up for 3 minutes again. And I promise you, if you mix your resin this way, your resin will set up perfectly. I get a lot of emails all the time asking why their resin isn't setting up, and it's either your parts A and B are not equal or you're under mixing. So it's really important to make sure your parts A and B are completely equal and you're mixing the resin thoroughly, really incorporating those parts A and B together. And that's it. We're just going to keep mixing for 3 minutes. And if your cup has a lip on the bottom, make sure you get in there with your spatula and stir that as well. So off camera, I just took 3 cups and I poured about 4 ounces into each of the cups. I wanted to see how much resin I could run through this machine. This machine's really easy to use. You just plug it in, put the lid on, press it down, turn the knob on the front, and it's good to go. Super easy to use. It comes with detailed instructions. And now we're going to do a little time lapse seeing how this machine works with resin. So I am using the 1-to-1 ratio epoxy from Let's Resin. This resin is a medium viscosity. It's not a really thick resin. These type of machines work best with medium viscosity resins. So you want to make sure that the resin you're using in this type of machine is not really thick. You can see the bubbles are going to start coming up to the top. And I ran this machine for 5 minutes, so not super long, and it did a great job getting rid of the bubbles. You can really see all the bubbles kind of rising up here. And I was really impressed that I was able to fit 3 cups in the machine. It's really wide and it has a nice tall lid. So it works great. You can fit a lot of resin in here. And I probably could have added another ounce of resin to each of these cups, but I had never used this machine before, so I wasn't sure how much the bubbles were going to expand inside the cup, and I didn't want it to overflow and make a big mess inside the machine, so I only did 4 ounces in each of the cups, but you can see here the bubbles are really going to start coming up inside the cup, and I think I could have added another ounce and it would have been okay. And this machine turns off by itself. and releases the pressure. You don't have to do anything to do an air release on this machine. It's very easy to use, and you can get this machine from Let's Resin's website. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount, and I will link the machine down in the description box as well if you're watching this video on YouTube. It works really well with medium viscosity resin, as you can see here. It does a great job getting rid of those pesky air bubbles that we all know about. If you use resin, you know that air bubbles can be a pain to deal with. So this machine makes it really, really easy to get rid of bubbles in your resin. And again, this machine works best with medium viscosity resin. And if you're using a super thick resin, definitely try the Let's Resin epoxy from Let's Resin. It's a great medium viscosity resin. So the timer went off, the pressure released all on its own. All you have to do is lift up the lid and you are good to go. You can see everything is at 0. Take off the lid, and now we're gonna do a comparison. So this resin I did not run this resin through the bubble remover, and this resin I did. So let's see how these are going to turn out. So we're going to do the bubble remover resin on the heart, and we're going to do the non-bubble remover resin on the turtle. So I'm just going to pour that right into my mold here. I wanted to do an all clear project on this so you guys could really see the difference. Um, Air bubbles are really going to show in clear projects. So I wanted to make sure that I did a good comparison for you guys to see, and I made these projects all clear. So the turtle, like I said, this one, the resin was not ran through the Air Zero bubble remover machine. And that's it. I just poured the resin in there. I'm going to let it cure overnight. I just wanted to double check and make sure the molds were all the way full. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow to take these out of the mold in 24 hours and see how they turned out. So here we are 24 hours later. We're going to do the turtle first. This one, the resin was not ran through the Air Zero bubble remover. And you can see I had some bubbles in the center and especially along the perimeter of the mold. I had some air bubble little divots right here and right here. So that's how this one turned out. And now we're going to do the heart. This one was the resin that I ran through the bubble remover. You can see it turned out perfect, not a single air bubble. So I think that this machine is great to help get rid of bubbles inside your resin. Definitely check it out. You can get it from Let's Resin's website. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount, and it works great with medium viscosity resin. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.